What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's video, episode 2.0 of week 1 NFL regular season. Again, it's going to be myself, George Dabdu, here at George Dabdu Official with Adam Moraga. I appreciate you joining us back for the second video, brother. What I want to do here, we're going to talk a little bit about the draft that we were in for our fantasy recap. We're going to talk about our lineups and see if anybody has some ideas of what we can do with our lineups. We've got some injuries. We've got some sticky places that we're in with some defenses. And then we'll talk about the pick'em that we've got going on. We've got a really nice pick'em going for hopefully it's good for every single week of the NFL regular season. But Adam, you want to start us off with our draft recap, man?
Yeah, so first round, I think I had the sixth pick. I went Kelsey was gone. I went I wasn't taking any running backs no matter what. I took CD Lamb. You were high on him. You gave me 100 reasons to take him. I liked
Yep.
him. I'm gonna stick with him all day. I got him in two leagues now, so if I lose on my fantasy, you owe me some money.
There we go.
But no, I went CD in the first. I think he was the best receiver available. AJ Brown was still there, but I just see a big connection with him and Dak this year. You convinced me on it.
Yeah, so we were looking. I mean, we'll go over our first four picks because that's basically who our team will revolve around. You mentioned Kelsey being gone. I took Kelsey. He got hurt. I mean, he hurt his knee today, so hopefully he's playing week 1. So we're not 100% sure of how that's going to go down. But the good thing is, with my third round pick, I ended up taking Mark Andrews, so I can slot him into my tight end position and just move another flex. I figured that double tight end, if I have the number 1 tight end and the number 2 tight end in the league, I should be able to do pretty well. But my first round pick was Travis Kelsey. Your second round pick was who?
I went Mahomes, and you texted me right when
Oh,
I took
that's
him.
right. You went Mahomes. Dude, I was right after I chose Kelsey. I'm like, there's no way anybody's going to go round 2 quarterback. And the quarterback train started early. I mean, your dad took Josh Allen, the next pick. So I ended up going with my second round pick. I ended up going Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I was going to try to get in the third round anyway, but it ended up falling me in the second round. So I'm okay with that. I actually named my team after him. So we've got I'm on a new level. I think that's a pretty sick name. I've never seen that one before, so I was pretty
You're gonna
happy.
have
I
to wait
mean,
till the end to hear my team name because I drafted my team name player. The team my
who
the
is
name
your
my team is after is
yeah.
my kicker. So you're gonna have
Oh,
to.
hell yeah. There we go. So then we move on to the third round. Like I said, I already had gotten Mark Andrews, and then you had the 8th pick in the round. Who'd you go with?
I took Slim Devontae Smith.
Oh, the Slim Reaper.
Yes, sir.
You really
Football
like
edition.
Do you think he's gonna do just as well as he did last year? Do you think he's gonna progress? I mean, the reason why I stay away from like the really good, like I have Jamar Chase in one league, but I'm still scared of like T Higgins taking some time. AJ Brown is
Mhm.
on the other side of Devontae Smith. Did that have any factor, or you were just like, no, I have to have Devontae Smith. He's proven.
No, I did, but I actually, so for that same reason you mentioned, I didn't take AJ Brown in a lot of leagues because I just see too many focus on him, and then like we talked in the last video that Eagles have so many weapons. But just not that AJ Brown isn't, but the stuff Devontae Smith did last year, I think there's no way he can regress. He at least, I think his floor was like last year. You get what
He'll
I'm
at
saying?
least stay
Like
the
there's
same.
no
No, yeah, yeah.
way.
Like he set
Yeah,
a new floor. Like the new floor is gonna be what he did last year, and if it gets any better, then
exactly.
it's just gravy. You know, I definitely
Yeah,
mean, I definitely that
yeah.
definitely makes sense. So then with the fourth round pick, you had the 5th pick in
Oh
the
wait, who'd you go third round?
third round. I went Mark Andrews. Yeah, I went
Oh, I
double
thought
tight
you
end
mentioned that.
because
Yeah,
I
you
figured
saved yourself
having
there with the Kelsey injury, huh?
oh, I guess hopefully not. I mean, I kind of so I was in another league that was 2 years ago, somebody drafted Kelsey and Andrews, and they won the league. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty smart. I mean, the dude had the number 1 tight end and the number 2 tight end, and then number
Big
3, 4,
advantage
5.
there in those
It was a
tight end
huge
slots.
gap, right? Like it was
Yeah,
a huge gap between the next best player. So I really didn't want to. I didn't think I needed another receiver. I felt like I'd get a receiver or a running back later in the draft, but I wasn't going to be able to get that good of a like the best player on the board was Mark Andrews, so that's why I went with him. So,
I got
um,
you. Yeah, solid.
moving into the fourth round, you had the 5th pick in the round since it flip flopped back. Who did you go?
Yeah, I went Keenan Allen. Chargers high-powered offense. And actually, it does scare me because I know Keenan Allen did deal with injuries. The last 3 years he's kind of
Yeah, his
missing time.
hamstring was always messing up. But when Keenan Allen is healthy, bro, I think he's one of the best receivers in the league. But I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I just got later in the draft. I got myself with a little insurance with Quentin Johnson,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Johnson or Johnston.
I don't know.
Well, Chargers
Quentin Johnson,
rookie,
yeah.
TCU guy. Yeah. He if Allen does miss some time, I see that dude filling in a big role, and obviously he may not put up Keenan Allen numbers, but I think he'll be a solid fill-in if, God forbid, Keenan Allen does miss that time again this year.
100%. It does seem like he's going to be healthy. Also, like he's coming into the season healthy, which is good for us because I think I have Keenan Allen in
Yeah,
another league. So I'm really excited for this one. My round 4 pick, bro, I was not super happy with, but it was the best that I
you
could
didn't love
get
anyone
with.
on the board.
No, not really, because I needed a running back, but this is like that dead zone of running backs where like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of weird. Like if you go running back and they end up taking like they just don't do really well, then you wasted a pick because there's like a ton of receivers or tight ends or
Right.
even quarterbacks that are just gonna kill it for you. So I ended up going Damian Pierce, which I wasn't in love with because I don't really like anybody from that Houston team. But hopefully he proves me wrong. I was really excited to at least have a running back that early who's supposed to do really well and probably be the workhorse for the team. So we'll definitely see how it ends up going on. I did end up getting James Conner the next pick, so I at least was able to fill out my tight end, my flex, my quarterback, or not my quarterback,
Yeah, for
a
not going
receiver.
running back to the fourth round, it seems like your running backs, they
Decent,
panned out
right?
pretty good for you.
I
Yeah.
mean, I got 2 number 1 backs that should be the workhorses for their team. I mean, James Conner with no Kyler Murray, basically with no real. Everyone thinks the Cardinals aren't going to be doing really well. I think I got a pretty good set of backs. So let's move
Yeah.
to our lineups, bro. I'm gonna let you start it off. I'm gonna pull your team up here on the screen.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna pull it up on mine as well, just so I can see.
and kind of just talk about what you think you're gonna do with because your bench is pretty stacked. Like if God forbid Patrick Mahomes was to go down, Jared Goff would be able to definitely step in and fill that role. I mean, especially with Amon-Ra St. Brown on there. But go ahead, talk about your
Yeah.
team, talk about what you're thinking. I mean, your lineup for week 1 seems pretty set.
Yeah, obviously Mahomes not gonna move from quarterback as long as he's healthy. Madison, I got him in the fifth round, and I was not too mad about it because, like you were talking about your running backs, I believe this guy's gonna be the workhorse, and
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins and Jefferson are obviously gonna be the surge of the offense, but you can't throw the ball every time. I think they're gonna have to rely on him a lot, even in the passing game as well, which in the PPR league should give me some points. Running back, as you can see, I'm not too strong. I got Herbert at my RB2, and then to fill behind him, I have McKinnon or Jalen Warren or Chuba Hubbard. None of those guys are
Yeah.
starters at the
Before I
moment.
let you
So
go on Khalil Herbert, bro. Last year, what you said you got Khalil Herbert in the 4th or 5th round or something like that?
no, that was Madison. Herbert, I couldn't even. I think I went tied. I believe I went Goddard or Godert, and then I
Yeah.
went Herbert after him. So I think it was my
So,
sixth
bro,
pick.
I think Khalil Herbert, as long as he stays healthy, he is going to be a really big part of the Bears offense because so many people are going to be like so invested on Justin Fields and him running the ball that I think Khalil Herbert should be able to steal some carries, but who knows? I mean, Justin Fields is the
Yeah,
running
I hope
back in
you're
that
right.
on that team, but I have Khalil Herbert
Yeah,
in another league, but my running backs are pretty strong. I think he's one of my bench players, but you've got a
yeah.
pretty strong receiving core. I mean, go ahead and
Yeah, no,
continue
I
on that
mean, obviously Lamb, we already gave him all the praise. Smith, I gave you the reasons why, and then Allen, like we said, if he's healthy, he's like top. I think in games he plays the full game. I think he was like top six fantasy like points per game.
like
Average
total points or points per game.
points per game.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. So when he plays, he's a top guy you should worry about if you're on the other side.
for sure.
And then this is where I need some help. I texted you about it earlier. We got the Eagles D against New England, and I'm big on the Eagles. We were texting about it earlier. They were
Yep.
I think they finished third or tied for second in sacks per season last year. They had a scary defensive line, tons of turnovers, and I had them last year actually, which is why I wanted to get them again. I think we're going to be solid. But the controversy is Ravens defense last year was actually really good, and they're playing a young Houston quarterback and honestly team overall. So I think they can take advantage of the inexperience there.
Yeah, especially with a rookie quarterback on the other side on Ravens D. I mean, you got CJ Stroud. I don't think either way is a bad play. Personally, I think I had mentioned I would lean Ravens there just because of the inexperience, and it's gonna be everyone's gonna have first game jitters, man. Even if it's just like a first half, if this guy throws one interception or even a pick six, that'll set you up. You're not gonna be in the negative. You're not gonna be at 0 points
Yeah,
for your defensive slot. So I think it's a pretty good way to go, especially because I would say probably the Patriots have a little bit more playmakers than Houston does. Not that they're better players, they're just more experienced players, right? You got Mac Jones
right.
on the other side, who isn't the best quarterback. I would probably take CJ Stroud over Mac Jones, but his experience in the league helps to a certain
Right.
extent.
And
So,
and then on top of that, you got Belichick who kind of writes you uh how to football for dummies. Mac Jones somehow is not succeeding in that offense. But I think Belichick is good at not turning the football over, not doing stuff out of his nature. So I
yeah.
definitely see what you're saying there on the Ravens against Houston.
For sure. Well, let's move on. Well, before we move on, if you got any comments or if you've got any suggestions on what Adam should do for his league, put in the comments below if you feel like he should go Eagles or you feel like he should go Ravens, or even if you see something else on his lineup here on screen that you think he should change. I don't think
Oh, and here
personally,
we
I think
go. Team name. Sorry, team name right here.
oh
Cam
okay.
Dicker, my kicker, ex Eagle, now an LA Charger, the Dicker picker upper to the
Ooh,
championship. Book it.
never
Let's go.
I like it. I like it. So, like I was saying, if you have anybody or any suggestions that you feel like you can help Adam on his first week, go ahead and put in the comments below. But we'll go ahead and move on to my team here. I'm gonna bring the team name out from the jump. I think I already said it earlier in the video. My second round pick was Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I just needed a cool name. So my team name is gonna be Amon a New Level, just like the song by ASAP Ferg. But getting into my starting lineup, I got Dak Prescott at quarterback, and the only reason I chose him is because I'm high on CeeDee Lamb. So if that connection works, Dak Prescott's definitely going to go to work. Already talked about my running backs during the draft portion of this video. Dameon Pierce and James Conner, I got them back to back, and I think I got them in the fourth and fifth round. So I was okay with that. Wasn't necessarily happy with my running backs, but I think for not going running back until the fourth round, I did pretty solid. I would
No,
rather
I,
have
I agree.
Dameon, and no fault to you. I'm trying to beat you this year. I need to win some leagues because I don't think I've won a league in about 3 or 4 years. I would
Facts.
definitely have
Same.
Dameon Pierce and James Conner over Alexander Madison and Khalil Herbert. Just being honest. But
Oh, for
I
sure, for
went
sure. I
I
would, I would,
went
I would trade your two for my two on the heartbeat. So I don't blame you.
For sure. Well, if they start to suck, I'm gonna have to take you up on that. So, moving on to my wide receivers, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's gonna be a top 5 receiver in the league, especially if Jared Goff can throw the ball like he did last year. Mike Williams, I was hoping to get Keenan Allen, but you ended up taking Keenan Allen, so I was screwed a little bit there. But this is something that I've never done ever playing fantasy football, and I think it's really gonna pay off if they play. If they don't play, then I'm screwed. I might go freaking 0-12 or 0-13. I went Travis Kelce with my first spot, trying to get Patrick Mahomes in the second. But again, Adam took my quarterback in the second round before I was able to go. So I went Amon-Ra. Then I went Mark Andrews in my next pick. Jets defense, Daniel Carlson. And my bench is pretty solid. I've got Jahan Dotson, Jamal Williams, who's just going to be there for the 3 or 4 weeks that Alvin Kamara is going to
Right.
be out. Nico Collins, I think he's a pretty he's a pretty sleeper pick there. I think he's gonna if him and CJ Stroud can make a connection, I think they're gonna do really well. Moving on to another player that I got that I'm not really high on or really like have no expectations for. I've got Ezekiel Elliott, Adam Thielen. This is someone who I was really excited for just to take the back overall, who is a really good handcuff. I took Tank Bigsby, who's the backup running back for Travis Etienne. Last year, Travis Etienne got hurt, and they used James Robinson a little bit. So I was, hey, take a
Is
stab
James
at it.
Robinson still with the Jags?
No, he ended up getting traded last year to the Jets, and then I think they cut him because they had some pretty good. I mean, they
Oh,
just signed Dalvin Cook.
yeah.
They have
And you got Brees Hall.
Brees Hall back. So I mean, it just really depends on what they're gonna do. Then I have Bengals on the defense on my bench, and then I have Jimmy Garoppolo just because I needed a backup quarterback who can sling it, but who I mean, he's a backup quarterback. I mean, I'm a Raiders fan, and I'm not really happy that we've got him, but hopefully he proves me wrong. So,
Yeah, I think me
I,
and you both got solid teams. I think from the projections on week one, I think we're both projected like right there at the
132
top.
points. Yeah, I think we're the
Yeah.
top projected for the top scorers. I mean,
It's
132
it's almost
points.
like we think alike. It seems like I stole a few of your picks. I
I stole a
got
couple of your
screwed
picks
back
because
again.
I think who were
Yeah.
you texted me after I had picked somebody, Jamal Williams. I mean, I know it's a bench player,
Jamal
but
Williams.
you had
Yep.
texted me right when I picked Jamal. I was just like, I guess if one of these running backs don't pan out week one, but Jamal Williams kills it. I mean, I'm definitely gonna go probably Damian Pierce and James
Yeah,
Conner
definitely.
anyway. But Jamal Williams is someone that I can just plug in there just in case. Everyone else,
Yeah.
I'm pretty high on. I think Mike Williams has a pretty high ceiling, but also has a really low floor. Like I think
I
he
got
can
you. That's a
have
boomer
a
bust type of guy, huh?
exactly like you're gonna see on the ESPN projections. Like if he doesn't score a touchdown, he's gonna have 3 catches for 25 yards, or if he
Yeah.
has a touchdown, it's gonna be for like 3 catches for like 110. Like that's just that deep
Yep.
ball threat that Justin Herbert
Mhm.
and Mike will have. I mean, Keenan Allen is more that volume guy who's gonna catch 11, 12, 13 passes for like 80, 90 yards on a weekly basis. And I got freaking roasted last year. I traded for Michael Thomas, bro, and I traded for Keenan Allen in my
Oh,
last league. Both hurt, both just in and out the line. I mean, Michael Thomas didn't even play after I gave
yeah.
him up for a bag of chips, bro. So whatever. I'm really excited for the fantasy season. I think I'm in my fourth league. I don't know how many leagues you're in, but if you got any comments or any projections or what you think I should do with my lineup, put in the comments below. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Other than that, we do have a pick'em going on. We've got about 30 people in the league right now, or in the pick'em this week. Hopefully, it's that kind of action every single week. We've got a payout of about $300 at the moment. It's a $10 buy-in. We're gonna post this video here on September 6th. So you're seeing this on September 6th. We're recording it on the 5th, the night before. Hopefully you guys can get some picks in if you guys want to go ahead and go that. But before we end this video, Adam and I did cook up a anytime touchdown parlay that you'll see on the screen here. Let me go ahead and sign back into my FanDuel so we can show you who we ended up going with. You pretty excited for this week one, Adam?
Oh, I can't wait. I've been just
No
I've been seeing
football,
some
it's so boring.
memes. Yeah, I've been seeing some memes about me doing 120 mock drafts on fantasy or me on Sundays. It's literally true. Like everything, me on the couch, eating all day, watching football is the best. Can't wait.
Yeah, my fiance is going to be really annoyed with me. We bought the Sunday ticket. This is our first NFL season in our new home, so we're really excited to freaking watch football. I'm excited.
Well, you're excited.
Steph
Yeah.
might not be pretty excited. I'm sure Jazz might not be very excited for you to watch football
Oh
every
no,
Sunday.
not
But
at all.
nonetheless, let's end this
Haters,
video
bro.
off with a banger.
Haters.
Let's end this video off with a banger. Adam, you want to talk about the two people you picked in the anytime touchdown scorer parlay?
Yeah, so we went four players. We each picked two. I went Christian McCaffery, 49ers. I think it's either got to be him or Kittle, honestly. The 49ers play like bully ball, so they'll get into the five, and it's either going to be a McCaffrey handoff, a screen pass. Who knows? McCaffrey might go out the Wildcat. He does crazy stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I think just the way the 49ers play, I like this pick. They get close to the goal line. I think CMC is the guy.
there you go. And your
And they're
second
playing
pick?
in Pitt. They're playing in Pitt, right?
They're playing at Pittsburgh. My mom's actually going to be there, so shout out to mom. Hope you have a ton of fun there in Pittsburgh with Steve. So, who
Let's
do you got
go,
for your second
Dennis. Wear
pick?
your McCaffrey jersey. Let's score that touchdown. Oh, she's a Steelers fan.
Yeah,
Idiot.
yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna go Pollard. I think the Cowboys are gonna light up the Giants offensively. I just like Pollard here. I was gonna go Hurts, but I ended up going Cowboy. I don't want to be too biased, but I know if Hurts gets on the one, they're gonna do that unstoppable QB sneak.
Yep.
We'll go Pollard. No
All
Eagles.
right. I like the running back play there. You chose two running backs. I chose two wide receivers. These are two guys that I'm really high on the offseason, and I was able to only get one of these guys on my fantasy team. My first pick was Tyreek Hill. I've got him in the afternoon game playing against the LA Chargers. I think that game's just going to be a shootout. I think the over-under set at like 51.5. I think it's going to go over, and I think it's going to touch like 60 points. Second, I got Chris Olave. I'm a big fan of Derek Carr. everyone doesn't like Derek Carr. I don't know, for whatever reason. I think it was a lateral move for moving from Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo, but whatever. Chris Olave is going to reap the benefit, reap the reward. We got a $10 parlay here, 4 picks for $162.20. That's going to win you. It's a plus 1622. I think that's a pretty chalky anytime touchdown parlay, but $10 to win 162. I'll take that anytime. But before we go, Adam, you got anything to say before we close it out?
Nope. Let's just let's have a good Sunday. Everyone, watch your football. Hope you win your fantasies. Hit these pick'ems. Let's do it. Can't wait.
Let's go. Let's see if we can get another video out. I know our first video came out pretty early for week 1, so that we wanted to get a second one that's closer to week 1 NFL season. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I really hope you guys liked it. Give us a like, comment on the bottom if you have any predictions for what you're going to be seeing or expecting for Sunday week 1 of the NFL season. If you guys have any parlays that you're cooking up, put them in the comments below. I'd love to play them with you. We'd love to ride them with you, even if it's $10, $5, whatever the case is. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Like, comment, and subscribe to George Dabdo Official. We're going to be bringing these videos to you weekly. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you on the next one.